Alright, so what we have here is blending. So what I've done is I've taken first the 4B soft pencil and I have filled in these squares, and I was using the side of my pencil to fill it in, and then down below I used the circular with the soft charcoal stick. Alright, each one is labeled and I'll go through those. So the first one is the blending stump. I'm just going to do half of it so you can see how the filled in area looks versus the blended in area. So just using the blending stump, using a circular, or you can use a back and forth motion, it will disperse and move around the charcoal powder, filling in the texture of the paper, giving it more of an overall uniform tone. You still will see up close some of the texture of the paper where the higher areas are a little bit darker where the charcoal hit them, but overall from a distance the blending will make that all look like one similar value. Okay, so that's the blending stump. Alright, the next one is the finger. You can use a circular, back and forth, up and down. Just make sure that before you start to wipe your finger off. You especially wouldn't want to do this after eating pizza or a burger, because all the grease stuck on your fingers will cause kind of a haphazard look. Personally, for me, I find that the combination of charcoal pencil and finger, when it comes to blending, that doesn't work entirely very well. But you can go back and forth, and when you're in a pinch you don't have any other blending tools, your finger is always there and ready to do what it can. Okay. So the next one is a paintbrush. You can get a soft or a hard bristle one. This is a soft bristled one. But what it does is it actually pushes the values into the low areas of the valleys of the paper, and use kind of a rounded circular scrubbing like manner. You'll probably notice as you're doing this a little bit of the dust will kick up. But most of the time you're going to find that a stiffer brush will do a better job than a softer brush. So depending on what you have on hand, again, like I said, whatever works. Okay. So there's the brush. Alright, the next one is a paper towel. I tend to favor the blue shop towels. So I just wrap my finger around with the paper towel, and I use kind of a circular back and forth scrubbing, almost like you're polishing the surface. You can see that this tool isn't very precise because it's kind of big and bulky. So it's a little bit difficult to stay within the lines. So you'll find that the paper towel is really well suited for large areas, not small high detail areas. Okay? So you probably wouldn't use this to, say, blend in the value in an eye. Alright, so that's paper towel. Alright, the last one is a Q-tip. More of a smaller, precise tool, soft end. Use kind of a circular scrubbing motion, and you'll find that as you do this, that the amount of pressure you exert will blend a certain amount of information. So if you go really light, kind of timid, it doesn't blend a whole lot. But if you go heavy-handed, it blends and moves around the material really nice. Okay? There's that. So far with the charcoal pencil, for me at least, it seems that the blending stump does the best job, the finger does the worst, and then the Q-tip is kind of one of the better ones. The brush and paper towel are suited for specific things. You'll find that the brush is better suited if it's a stiff one. Alright, let's go down to the soft pastel charcoal stick. So again, I've used a circular motion to fill each one in, and now I'm going to start blending. Again, I'll only blend half of it so you can see what the fill-in area looks versus the blended area. Alright, so blending Stump is first, the charcoal stick. Blends nicely, moves the material around, fills in the crevices that didn't get hit initially by the charcoal itself because of the tooth of the paper or the texture. Alright, so that's the blending Stump. Next one is your finger. You're going to find that physically when you do your finger on this one, it seems a lot more slicker. With here, you're going to find that it feels a lot more chalky or gritty. And if you notice, this one's a lot darker. So the charcoal pastel stick actually lays down more information or value than the pencil does. Okay, so there's the finger. A lot different than here, but a lot darker than here. Alright, the brush. Using a circular, semi-scrubbing like motion. You notice that it's actually pulling up a lot of the material. See how much lighter it is than these two? Again, as you're doing this, you'll see that there'll be areas where the charcoal powder will kind of create little piles. Don't blow on it, because it will blow all over the place and then you inadvertently will start breathing it in. Alright, this one's the paper towel. Again, I just wrap my finger around a paper towel and polish it into the surface of the paper. Again, the paper towel isn't a really well-suited tool to blend small areas. It's better for large areas like negative space and backgrounds. About the same value, maybe slightly darker. Alright, and then the last one is the Q-tip. Again, kind of a rounded, circular scrubbing. Back and forth works as well, depending on how you're feeling. I like to go in circles, or I like to go back and forth. You'll find that the Q-tip is similar to like the blending Stump in terms of the ergonomics, just a little bit smaller to hold, but because the way the tool is shaped, it has that similar ergonomics. Okay? So for the most part, if you look at the value changes here, you'll find that the finger and the Q-tip probably look the darkest, the brush looks the lightest, and the other two kind of come up to that. Alright, so that's blending of one of the charcoal pencils and one of the charcoal sticks.